here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here to answer a frequently asked question, and that is, where do I get my herbs? And a lot of people assume I have one set place where I get my herbs. Well, the truth is that I grow, as you can see, this is just a small collection of the herbs, and these are the ones that were most handy and jars that I'm currently working through, which is why they're only part way full. There's a lot of them I grow myself, or as in the case of the horsetail, I go out and collect it wild by our other piece of property down the road. So if you're able to grow any, I suggest trying. I mean, there's a lot of things that even people with small spaces or an apartment can grow in a pot. Rosemary, oregano, sage, thyme, a lot of these you can get them to grow in a pot. You would just have to thin them out every so often because they will outgrow the pot, or at least put them in bigger pots at some point. So really, that's where a good amount of my herbs come from. And again, this is just a small collection. I grow all kinds. But when it comes to herbs that I cannot grow here, or at least haven't been successful yet at growing here, I have several different outlets I go to. And a lot of that is going to be going through Amazon. But just know that if you're an anti-Amazon person, you can find a lot of these same brands elsewhere, and another good place to get that is Vitacost. And I love Vitacost. I get a lot of stuff through Vitacost, though most of the time when it comes to the herbs and spices that I buy, Amazon I can get a cheaper price at, especially since a lot of them I could get through Subscribe and Save. My number one go-to for years has been Frontier. So right here I have some star anise by Frontier, and I always look for organic. Always. So I'm going to link to their store on Amazon, but again, I know that Vitacost does also sell Frontier herbs and spices, but one of the other issues with Vitacost is they don't have as many. They don't carry as many as you can find on Amazon. Amazon, you can find pretty much all of the herbs and spices that Frontier does sell. And the one I used to be my second go-to was Star West. Now I've had, it's all organic, or at least it says it is, but one thing that really hit me one day is I realized pretty much all of the things that they sell originate from China. So I try to avoid Star West for that reason and try to look at ones that originate from pretty much any other country but China. Mostly because my concern there is how they're growing it. They might say it's organic, but that's just my personal opinion there. And of course, we're trying not to be as dependent on China if we can help it. And then another one that I sometimes buy, if I can't find what I'm looking for through Frontier, then I'll just search and then find something that has, and this is one of the things I like about Amazon, is that you can read the reviews and see what the overall stars that they get. And I've been getting a few things from Organic Way, like their cinnamon sticks is the main thing. And I'm not sure if they're the same ones I got the nutmeg from, the ground nutmeg. And yes, when I buy things in bags like this, I keep them in the bags until I open them, and then I usually put them in jars. But then the other one I started buying from, because they're carrying more and more stuff and they have a better price than Frontier, is the Anthony's Organic. And I'm really, really happy with Anthony. So you can see here I have their turmeric powder. I also have some whole cloves coming, because when I went to order up to restock my whole cloves through Frontier like I normally would buy, I noticed the price had gone up quite a bit for their whole cloves. Their ground cloves are still the price they were, but the whole cloves have gone up quite a bit. And I found that Anthony's has the whole cloves for a pretty good deal. So I have those coming in on my next Subscribe and Save order. So I'll put the Amazon link to Anthony's. It doesn't matter if you go through their separate website, because it still is going to come through Amazon anyway. And if you order through Amazon, you'll get a better price. And you're not paying shipping, and you can get a lot of Anthony's products in the Subscribe and Save to save it even more. So I've been getting more and more, as they're carrying more stuff, I've been getting more Anthony's products for herbs, spices, and different baking items like cream of tartar and some gluten-free flours for when I'm baking things for our gluten-free friends and so on. So if I was to bring it down to my top two, that would be Frontier and Anthony's for brand. But that doesn't mean you have to stop there. Just do a search and then make sure you read the reviews. And then if it matters to you, look at where the product originates from. And I don't always think to look at the origin, but one thing I know about Anthony's and Frontier is that they are American-based businesses. Now, not all spices grow well here in the United States, so that's why a lot of things are outsourced when it comes to that. But I do appreciate it when the company, at least, is based in the US. And don't forget, wild foraging or trying to grow some of the herbs for yourself and just keep experimenting and adding to your garden each year. You know, for example, a lot of people can't get nasturtium leaves or flowers. Well, I've always grown my own. And so when I use that to make my antibiotic extract, I'm always using the ones that I've collected and dried from my own plants. So there are going to be some things you may never be able to find online. But I think that's because things like nasturtium grow well for most people. Not everyone, but most people. So if you can grow it yourself, then give it a try. And that way you can collect it from that. But don't forget, just because one herb is going to be good for us for making different extracts and tinctures, doesn't mean it's the best one for you. And there's a lot of other options out there. There's a lot of herbs that do a lot of different things. So take any of your culinary herbs, you know, rosemary, oregano, sage, thyme. These all have a lot of different benefits, and a lot of people can either easily get those and purchase them in a dried form or grow them themselves. So don't feel like you have to stick with just one herb, because that's what I use for that. So just always look at all your options. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and I answered your questions. And don't forget to check out the links I'll be putting in the description box down below. And any other suggestions of places where you find your organic herbs that you'd like to share with people, go ahead and put those in your comments down below. All right, well, thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.